So
Yes.
it's gonna be right after the roll call. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna say something specific, like right after the roll call.
Say it one more time, please.
So we're gonna, after we do the roll call, I'm gonna say that a commissioner has requested to participate remotely and will join the meeting pending approval by the commission. And then I'm gonna have her, like, raise her hand and say,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Sorry, do we know where Commissioner is? Is he on his way?
Commissioner
Bundy's, yeah, where is he?
Patrick resigned,
Let's get started.
sorry. Yeah, sorry, it's just Vance who's missing.
All right, let's go. Good evening, everyone. I call to order our Housing and Community Development Commission. We welcome you. This meeting is now called to order. We will now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will now have our roll call. sorry, the oath of office. I apologize for that. Would City Councilwoman Letter please come?
I state your name. Yes.
Linda Daniels,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the Constitution
and allegiance to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of California,
of the State of California,
and that I take this obligation freely
and that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations, and thank you for serving.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your service. I'm going to ask Councilwoman Letter do you have any other comments?
I just want to thank everyone for being here and the continued work. I can't stay with you tonight. I actually am in another meeting in the Vallejo room for our safety meeting. Generally, it will not overlap, but thank you for being here today, this evening. And thank you, Chair Jackson, for continuing to be our fabulous chair. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. Thank you so much for your time. New commissioners, please take your positions. Welcome, welcome. Some of you, welcome back. Commissioner Bundy, can you make sure that chair is safe for her? Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. So a little bit of housekeeping. We have a pretty full agenda. Before we take roll call, I want to turn it over to Shari, and then I want to take roll call, and then I'll proceed on with the agenda. So Shari, could you please give us the disclaimer for this evening?
Good evening, Commissioners. Good evening, Chair. Commissioner Smith has requested to participate remotely and will join the meeting pending approval by the Commission. Commissioner Smith, do we have you on Zoom?
Yes.
So Commissioners, what's on the floor this evening is Commissioner Smith is unable to join us, and a special request that's been approved in descriptive form by the City Attorney's Office to present this evening. My understanding is that there was a conversation that was had, and we may vote to have her attend or not. Is that the recommendation from legal?
Oh, it's under the Brown Act. That's the procedure that you must follow. My microphone went out. May I borrow that memo again? Sorry, it's been a while since I wrote this and I need to refer to it. Okay. Okay, right. So the board member or commission member needs to request to participate remotely and will join the meeting pending approval by the council or the board. Once the request is approved, the secretary or the chair should ask the remote participant to raise their hand or otherwise announce themselves to establish they are in the meeting. And then the remote participant will then participate after being recognized by the chair.
Commissioners, what's on the floor is the ask of Commissioner Smith. Can we have a quick vote on whether or not she can attend remotely? Let me hear from you. Please use your microphone. Remember to press the button for red to talk and to please mute yourself when you're not speaking. Commissioners, what say you?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
It passes. Commissioner Smith, are you there? Can you raise your hand for me, please?
Yes.
Awesome. I need you to raise your hand, I do believe. There you go. Awesome. When
Yeah.
you want to speak, if you would, please, grab our attention. We'll also have our technical and AV here looking your way and monitoring you for this evening. We want to thank you for your dedication to this commission. As a disclaimer, I want to say this is setting a precedent since we have not approved others' requests to attend remotely. Please let me finish. I understand that it was positioned to, I'm sorry, and it is for an extreme circumstance, but commissioners, please be mindful that we've had other requests that we've denied. This is our first request for an approval to attend remotely, and it does set a precedent, period. Let me hear from legal.
There's a maximum of, my machine is broken. Each member can only participate remotely twice during their term.
Thank you so much. Before we move on with our presentations and the agenda, there's been a quick change. Just want to point it out since the other commissioners, Commissioner Smith, you're not here to see our change, but we have an addition from legal on our commission for this evening. I want to take a moment and let her introduce herself so that we will know who's here, right? And also ask any questions before we start with our meeting for this evening. So I'll turn it over to legal.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Laura Zagaroli. I'm Assistant City Attorney for the City of Vallejo, and it's a pleasure to be here. And I do work on housing issues from time to time. I'm back up to Randy and Veronica in the City Attorney's Office, and so it's a pleasure to be here. So we intend to keep this commission staffed.
Thank you so
forward.
much.
Yep.
Commissioners, do you have any questions? The floor is now open. I have a question. Can you tell us why the change? We've not had legal here before, and I think I've been on this commission for about 4 years. I don't recall having staff legal. I don't know if to take this as a wonderful opportunity or to question myself a little bit more. So let's see what
No.
your answer is.
For some reason, it was an oversight, and there's a list of boards and commissions, and you were not on the list. So Randy has been approving, reviewing resolutions and agendas, and he had opined, well, it's not traditionally staffed. And Veronica said, I didn't know it was not on the list. And so, anyway, she wants all boards and commissions to be staffed.
Laura, I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I'm officially letting my hair down. Moving on with our agenda for this evening. Thank you for your time. I have next on our list, and forgive me this evening, for those of you who are watching, I'm without my lens, my corrective lens for this evening. So if I'm a little slow this evening, that would be the reason why. These are borrowed. But let's get on with it. I'm on agenda item number 6, report of the City Council liaison. That would be City Councilwoman Leterju.
Through the chair, can we do the roll call first?
Sorry. Thank you so much. Roll call, please.
Yeah. Commissioners Bundy,
Aye.
Cassidy,
Present.
Daniels,
Present.
Jackson,
Present.
Smith.
Aye.
Stuland.
Present.
Commissioner Vance is absent.
Thank you. Next we have, there's a correction on my side. Next we'll have the presentation of the commendations.
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. Alicia Jones, Housing Director for the Housing and Community Development Department for the City of Vallejo. Today I have a short presentation to provide an update on the performance, the CMAP performance, which is the Section 8 Management Assessment Program performance for the Housing Choice Voucher Program. Each year, HUD requires the Housing Authority to monitor themselves and to provide a report on the status of the agency as far as performance-wise is concerned. The performance metrics used, there are 14 indicators, and each of those indicators are weighted with a point, with a point system. The first 6 indicators, 1, 2, 3, 5, and number 6, are all self-evaluated points. I'll give you a short overview of each of those indicators and what they mean and the points that are allowed for them, and update on where we anticipate to be for the year, by the end of the fiscal year, June 30th, 2025. Thank you. So the CMAP performing ratings is based on high performer, standard performer, and troubled performer. And as you can see in the slide, each of those levels have a percentage that the Housing Authority must fall within in order to be identified within one of those 3 categories. The maximum total available points is 145 points. However, that includes the 14th indicator, and I'll explain what that is, which is our FSS program. Additional 10 points is allowed for that particular program if you are mandated to have a FSS program, which the City of Vallejo do not have a mandate at this time. So the indicators for indicator 1 is basically the selection of our waiting list, and that means the people that are on our waiting list, and are we selecting them properly according to the preferences, and are we adding them to our program according to the policies that we have for the waiting list. That particular indicator, you can receive either 0 points or 15 points. Each of these indicators, we pull a sample of our participants on the program, and we review that information, and we grade ourselves on if we're following the regulations. And HUD will eventually, I'll go back a little bit, HUD will actually confirm this information before they approve our self-evaluated score. So I'll continue. Indicator number 2, which is our rent reasonableness. This particular indicator allows us to, the Housing Authority, we need to find comparable for units. So each unit that a family occupies, we have to find 3 comparable units to negotiate the rent that we will give the landlord. So that particular indicator is weighted by 20 points, 15 points, or 0 points. Next slide. In addition to that particular indicator 2, there are 9 factors that we look at when we're looking at rent reasonableness, and we try to identify as many of those 9 factors when we're determining how much rent we will pay a landlord for the unit that the participant has found. If the units that the rent that's requested is significant, the analysis will take off points or dollar amounts, you would say, to kind of give us an average. So if we can't identify all 9 and we find comparables of 6 of these 9 things, we have a system that we use, which is Go Section A, affordablehousing.com, and that actually automates the selection for us. We don't select ourselves. It's a system that does it for us. So there's no room for human input. Next slide. Indicator 3, which is our determination of adjusted income. This particular indicator is where the Housing Authority calculates individuals' rent based on their income. And we do a sample, and it's weighted by 20 points and 15 points and 0 points. And the percentages, as you can see on the slide, are within those particular areas where you can receive those points. Indicator number 4 is not a way, is not a indicator that we have to do a sample on. It's actually an indicator where we are required to do a utility allowance study to determine how much utility allowance we will give a family based on their income. So if their rent is, based on their rent, if their rent is $300 and they pay electric heating and water, things like that, they get a dollar amount, and that dollar amount is combined and taken off of their total rent. Okay, and so the utility allowance schedule must be updated annually, and we receive full points for that one because we have a study by an outside party to conduct our utility allowances reviews. Next slide. Indicator 5 is our quality control inspections. This particular indicator requires the supervisor or a designee to conduct quality control inspections of all of the units that was conducted in the prior 90 days. So the Housing Authority will take a selection of the last 9 inspections completed in the last 90 days and do a sample of those and go out and inspect those units to make sure that the inspections were done in alignment with HUD requirements. The Housing Authority currently has a consultant that conducts the inspections for us. So we as in the supervisor or designee will go out and check the work that the consultant has done. Indicator 6 is an indicator for life-threatening or non-life-threatening deficiencies in the units that we inspect. Each unit is inspected, and if there are any life-threatening deficiencies, they must be corrected within 24 hours. And if they're non-life-threatening, they have to be corrected within 30 days. Failure to make the repairs, we will abate the payment. Next slide. So indicators 7 through 14 are generated through a HUD system called PIC. It's the public information system that they have. And this is where all of our transactions that we complete on behalf of our participants is uploaded into this system. So this is, these particular indicators, we have no flexibility in adjusting. It's based on our performance itself. So for indicator 7, expanding housing opportunities means we're informing families of opportunity areas that they may look and find a unit, and we're engaging with owners to try and increase housing opportunities within the city. And also our payment standards, which is indicator number 8. Our payment standards, we're allowed to be between 90 and 110% of the fair market rents. That's a requirement, and if we would like to go above the 110%, we have to get HUD approval, and that approval is through a waiver. Next slide. Indicator 9 is annual income recertifications. That requires the Housing Authority to conduct recertifications every single year on every single client that we pay a housing assistance payment to. Indicator number 10 is ensuring that we have accurate and correct tenant calculations. That means we're accurately calculating the rent. And 11 is initial inspections, meaning that every family that finds a new unit and moves into a new unit, that unit has to pass the inspection before we execute a contract. Indicator number 12, next slide, I'm sorry. Indicator number 12 is our annual HUS inspections. The Housing Authority HUD allows the Housing Authorities to conduct annual or biannual inspections. The City of Vallejo have elected to do biannual inspections, so this particular indicator requires us to do an inspection of every unit on our program at least every 2 years. Indicator number 13 is our lease up, meaning that we are leasing families under our program, and we have to maintain a leasing rate of 98% or expend 98% of the money of the funds that we receive to get these particular points. 95 is the minimum, but 98 is the goal. Indicator number 14, as I alluded to earlier regarding Family Self-Sufficiency Program, the City of Vallejo is not mandated to have a FSS program, but we do have one. We do have a FSS program, but unfortunately, we get 0 points for having one. Next slide. So this particular slide, I want to go over our CMAP performance for fiscal year 23 and 24 and compare it to what we anticipate to receive this year. So the total possible points I said earlier was 145, but if you take the 10 points off for FSS, it's only 135 for the City of Vallejo. So of the City of Vallejo, for fiscal year 23 and 24, we were approved at 85 points of the 135. So when you equate that, we were at 63%. And we were standard, almost trouble, but we weren't. We were standard. So I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased at the progress that we've made as a department, because for 2024-25 fiscal year, of the 135 points available, we anticipate to receive 110 points, which will still be standard, but our percentage will increase from 63 to 81%. And will be standard, but that is a significant increase, approximately 18% in 1 year of improvements to better serve the participants that we assist currently. Next slide. That concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Commissioners, are there any questions? Please remember housekeeping. Press the button to unmute yourself, and please mute yourself when you're not speaking.
I have a quick question. I just wanted.
Excuse me, through the chair.
Oh, through the chair. What do you think contributed to such a great increase in our performance on CMAP?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
What do you think was the top contributor to our great increase on CMAP?
Oh, I'll be happy to answer that. So what we've done is we've implemented a quality control process, meaning that we have a system in place where every 90 days we review files every 90 days for inspections. We go out and we make sure we do those inspections. We were not conducting inspections, quality control inspections, prior to this year. We were, because of the 0 indicators that we received, HUD required us to put a corrective action plan in place. That corrective action plan was for conducting housing inspection. It was in increasing our leasing activity, our spending the money that we receive. So we put inspection protocols in place to conduct quality control. We put systems in place to do monthly reviews on our annual recertifications, and also any errors we identify, we correct them immediately. And for leasing, our leasing percentage is approximately 62%, but we have expended over 100% of the money. So we were able to get the points for that, and the reason why we were able to get those points is because we increased our payment standards. We requested a HUD waiver, and we increased our payment standards to 120%. And with that, that allowed families to compete with private market renters to lease units that are typically out of their price range. So that's what the change was. Thank you.
Daniels?
Yes.
Did,
Ms. Daniels,
yeah,
through the chair.
okay,
You have to
yeah.
say that first. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. It'll be fine.
Okay,
Through the chair.
okay.
Got to press the button. There you go. You're good. You're good. Press your button. There you go. It'll be fine. And then, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But my question is, did you've increased your performances greatly, and that's to be awarded. However, did it make a difference in the wait list for your Section 8 housing?
So the waiting list that you're speaking of in the performance is two separate things. So how the wait list ties into the performance is to ensure that we're selecting and being fair in our selection, meaning we're selecting from the top of the waiting list and they're not picking certain individuals. We have to pull our waiting list and select those individuals from the top and see if they're eligible. And then if we need to pull another selection, we have to shuffle the list again and pull those lists. We have to do it that way in order to make it fair. To answer your question, as far as improving those individuals off our wait, approving the individuals off our waiting list didn't make a difference. I believe it has made a difference. Unfortunately, the housing market is very tight, and it's hard for families to find a unit. But I will say that we have a success rate of approximately 55% of families that do search for units finding one. So to answer your question, yes, I believe it has a positive impact.
Thank you, Director Jones, for your report. Commissioners, are there any other questions? All right, thank you so much for your report. Report well received. Moving on to agenda item number 6, report of the City Council member liaison. Councilwoman Ledejeu has a conflict this evening. She gave us her remarks before she left. And so I want to move on to now the community forum. Commissioners, please bring your attention to the agenda. The community forum is an opportunity for residents to discuss items that are not on the agenda, that are within the purview of this commission. The commission may or may not discuss or act on these items, but may require that they're to be placed on a future agenda. If an item is not within the purview of the commission, the person may be referred to the appropriate party. Members of the public wishing to address the commission on action calendar items may do so by submitting a completed speaker's card or the secretary, to the secretary, or via teleconference. Each speaker participating under the community forum shall be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. Do we have anyone on the line?
Through the chair, thank you. We do have one member of the public in person who has signed up to speak for the community forum.
Thank you so much. Let's have that person come forward.
Jose Carizales, please approach the podium.
Jose Carizales, and I'm happy to hear the report by Director Jones. That was a very pleasant report, a positive report. And congratulations to the new, and my good friend Jared. Congratulations to the new ones. I want the commission to always remember, housing with wraparound supports will end homelessness. If there's more housing, there's more opportunities for Director Jones to implement her programs. I just wanted to give a couple of community events that occurred recently. August 30th, Community Health and Resource Fair at the Liberty Church in Fairfield. Up to 103 guests, 54 unhoused were served or helped. September 13th is Dignity Day, a great event also sponsored by Dr. Michael Hester, my good young friend with the Liberty Church. He's providing great amount of services for my unsheltered friends from 10 to 1 or 10 to 2, I don't remember correctly. My Lived Experience Committee booth will be there. My good friend DeAndre Richard will be there. Brother Dre will be there. Medical team will be there. Spiritual team will be there. Showers, new clothes, new shoes, food. It's a great event. I'm anticipating up to 100, possibly more. The city of Vallejo has done very aggressive with displacements these last 4 weeks. They're doing up to 2 a week. So my unsheltered friends are out pushing their shopping carts throughout the city. It's a result of the displacements the offensive and disgusting displacements that they are enduring with no place to go. unfortunately. I also just, the last point, I wanted to give a great shout out to United Way. They are really doing a great job of supporting, kind of filling in the cracks. They kind of help my unsheltered friends through a online application process with the help of BACS, where they support with rent, first and last deposits, and the financial support that is needed. If opportunity for Director Jones to have more money and more staffing, I'm sure she could accomplish a lot more than what she's doing. The greatest part or the best part that I like, 4 of the staff United Way live in Vallejo, so they have an opportunity to see see the results of what they're doing, and I mean I just really am thankful for United Way for providing that great financial help in the city of Vallejo and in Solano County. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mr. Carzales, former member of the commission, voice in our community, and always a good representation of our unhoused and unsheltered friends. Are there any other comments? Anyone on the line, please?
No other speakers at this time, Chair.
Thank you so much. Commissioners, please pay attention. Please put a 2-minute hold on our phone line. Let me know if someone does join the call, and I will circle back. Thank you so much. Commissioners, I don't want to close the community forum just yet, so we will take a quick break. 2-minute timer starting now.
Through the chair, the 2-minute timer has concluded.
Thank you so much, Commissioners. I bring your attention back to the agenda. The community forum is now closed. Moving on to public comment. The public comment is an opportunity where any items on the consent calendar, members of the public who want to address an item on the consent calendar. Are there any callers on the line? I apologize again, I cannot see my notes.
No hands raised at this time.
I'm actually going to put a 45-second timer on the clock for this one. And so, Commissioners, please bring your attention to the future items on side of our agenda. Again, my apologies. I'll move on to item number 9A. Approval of the agenda. By motion, can I have someone approve the agenda for this evening? Floor is now open.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Can I have someone second that motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioners Bundy,
Aye.
Cassidy,
Aye.
Daniels, Jackson,
Aye.
Smith. Stuland.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioners. We're now on item number 9B, approval of the minutes. That item is now on the floor. Floor is now open.
Through the chair.
Yes.
Just for the new commissioners, since you were not at the last meeting, you are going to abstain from this vote. So we should have a quorum of the people who were present at the last meeting to be able to approve the minutes.
Item is
Does
now on
that
the
make
floor.
sense? Oh,
Yeah,
you were there.
Yeah, they are. They
I'm
are.
so sorry.
So
I thought
Cassidy
you were brand
and,
new.
No. We only have one brand new person.
Well, I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
My apologies.
That's okay. That's okay. I appreciate the comment. Item is now on the floor. Approval of the minutes, please. May I have a commissioner please approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from, what was it,
June 5th.
June 5th,
Thank you so much.
2025.
Commissioners to my left.
I second that motion.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Smith. I think Commissioner Cassidy beat you to it. May I please have roll call, please?
Commissioners Bundy,
Aye.
Cassidy,
Aye.
so Commissioner Daniels would not approve.
That's right.
Commissioner Jackson, Chair Jackson,
Yes, aye.
Commissioner Smith. Aye. Commissioner Stuland.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Commissioners, we're now on item number 9C. 9C is Home Investment Partnership Home Program Budget Amendment, which is where we'd like to focus our time for this evening, fiscal years 2025 to 2026. We have a recommendation. Recommendation, if you've had your packet, this would be the time for you to start making your way to your questions. And I want to thank Director Jones for providing such a detailed packet, and Shari, our secretary. This is a recommendation, before we get into questions, is to adopt the enclosed. Commissioner Bundy, can you read the recommendation for me, please?
So the recommendation is to adopt the enclosed resolution recommending approval by the City Council of an amendment to the fiscal year 2025-26 home program budget to appropriate $741,000 from unspent prior year home program funds for the tenant-based rental assistance program.
Thank you so much. So, Commissioners, if you've looked through your packet, we had a carryover from last year. I want to say it was $9,000. Am I correct? Was it such a small amount? I don't remember. Was there a balance carryover of $9,000?
So through the chair, the 9,000 is actually program income.
Okay.
So it's not, yeah, it's income for the home program
Right.
that we allocated for the tenant-based rental assistance program.
Okay. And so if you look through your packet, which I can't point it to myself because I'm working at a deficit here, but somewhere in your packet you should have more information. So if you have questions, let's make sure our questions are as it relates to the documentation. And if you have other questions, we'll address those after we deal with what's on the floor. Again, new commissioners, what that means is that we do not go outside of the purview of our commission. You want to stay within the lane of what's in your packet. Are there any questions?
Through the chair, do you want to borrow my staff report? Did you? Okay.
So, Commissioner Stuland, I know you have questions. I'm going to let you go first, and they don't have to be anything more than your questions. Feel free to start. We'll guide you in the right direction.
Through the chair, actually, my questions are about Capper.
Okay, okay. Any questions about the budget? Commissioner Bundy?
Through the chair, Chari, the carryover was actually the $741,000, correct?
Correct,
Yeah,
Chair.
I had it.
Chair, Commissioner.
Well, Commissioners, I must say, I expected a little bit different of a response. However, let us move with our recommendation. Yes. Yes. No question. Because you're somewhat new still, checking one more time. Any questions? Are we ready to make a motion? The floor is now open.
I motion that we accept this recommendation.
Can I have someone second the motion?
I'll second that.
To the chair, I second. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Let's take Commissioner Smith. She's been wanting to do it all night. We recognize you, Commissioner Smith. Thank you so much. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Bundy,
Aye.
Cassidy,
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Jackson,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Stuland.
Aye.
Thank you.
Our recommendation carries. Commissioners, we're bringing our attention now to our action calendar. All right. Members of the public wishing to address the Commission on action calendar items may do so by submitting a completed speaker card to the Secretary or via teleconference. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Are there any callers on the line?
No speakers at this time, Madam Chair.
I'm going to put a 1-minute timer there as a community courtesy. Thank you so much. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. While the timer's still going, our action calendar item is under 10A, right? I know that we have a request here to conduct a public hearing on a draft consolidated annual performance and evaluation report, our CAPER. Some questions about that. For the fiscal year of 2025 to 2026, 2024 to 2025, and to adopt a resolution recommendation that the City Council approve the City of Vallejo fiscal year 2024-2025 CAPER for submittal to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. So there are questions. I'm going to now move to questions. Please keep the timer. Questions, the floor is now open.
Through the chair, I noticed in a couple spots in the report, it mentioned that we were unable to fulfill some of our obligations due to understaffing. My question is, has Vallejo hired anyone to fill those missing roles? And if there is anything that this commission can do to support if we still need to hire?
Through the chair, could you open the public hearing, please?
So sorry, glasses. The public hearing is now open.
Through the chair, do you want me to do a report first before we answer the questions, or do
No,
the
I'd like you
questions
to answer a question first. I think that would be more helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
Through the chair, I'll answer the question. Currently, the Housing and Community Development Department is working with a staffing deficit of approximately 59%. And so we are working with HR to fill our vacant positions at this time. We have been understaffed for quite some time. We recently was at approximately like a 80-90% staffing capacity, and then in the last month and a half, we had an exodus, so now we're down. So we are in the recruiting process to try and fill all of our positions that we have available, if the budget allows, because everything is, our salaries are based on the amount of funds that we have available to pay the salaries. So right now, we are looking to see how many positions we can fill comfortably, affordable, if we can afford them. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Director Jones?
Yes.
Her part two was, is there anything we can do to assist in that way?
So yes, if you see any postings for our department that's available positions, we encourage you to share that with your, with your community, with the community, and let them know to please apply. Please apply. The city has a recruitment process where they establish eligible waiting lists. So the position can be filled throughout the city, not just within the housing department. But I encourage anyone who's willing to come and work and serve the public. This will be a wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much. Other commissioners, before we get to the report, are there any other questions?
Through the chair, I did have a few questions. Would you like me to wait for the report? Just go now.
I would like for you to go now.
Okay. On page 2 of the CAPER report, when do we expect to see movement on the home buyer assistance goal? And what is the contractor shortage that's mentioned in the verbiage?
In regards to the home buyer assistance program, that is an item that is a goal for the Housing and Community Development Department. We are in the process of drafting an RFP for proposals for administrator that can assist us due to our staffing capacity. We are seeking for a contractor to assist and administer the program so that we can meet this goal. Right now, as we stand, staffing-wise, we don't have the staffing capacity to do it. That's why we're going to issue an RFP.
Would you be able to elaborate more on the duties of the contractor? And my thought process is, are there other organizations that are in our area that can help facilitate that, such as the Realtor Association or something like that?
So I can't elaborate on what the contract would look like because it hasn't been drafted yet. We are doing an RFP at this time, and that would be to administer services as far as assisting families who with home buyer education and budgeting, things that are required in order to make them home ownership ready. And once they are home ownership ready, this particular vendor or contractor will assist them with applying for home funds to purchase their home once they've identified a home. So the funds are also, I would like to add, the funds are in place to assist with their down payment. It's not to cover all of the expenses for the home purchase. It's to assist in the way that we can. As far as other entities such as the Realtor Association you mentioned, I encourage anyone who has the capacity and the capacity to administer this program to apply for the RFP once it's issued.
Very good. Commissioner Cassidy, one more question?
I do have more, sorry.
I thought so. That's good.
Through the chair. So jumping over to section CR10, and that is on page... Yeah, page 7 of the CAPER report. So it looks like there's 24% of the population that is identified as white here, but they're receiving 53.2% of the program funding. So the question is, are we missing the mark on qualifying applicants, or is it an issue of connecting with communities of color, and how do we add more, how do we help more people You know what I mean? Aside from one racial group.
Thank you for that question through the chair. So for this report, we have our three agencies. They're the subrecipients of our CDBG grants, Fair Housing, um, Fair Housing, I'm blanking, Advocates of Northern California, we have House of Acts, and then we have Lighthouse Covenant Fellowship. What HUD requires of us is for our subrecipients to, whenever they do have clients, they have to complete a demographic profile. So that's what we have here in our report. As far as outreach, our subrecipients, they conduct their own outreach. So we are confident that they are doing their outreach to the population that serves their goals and the CDBG eligibility, that is CDBG expenses that are eligible for their funds.
I'd like to add to that, Commissioner Cassidy, the more root causation for your inquiry is in the past we've had many applicants to be subrecipients, but they're not able to adhere to the requirements for funding. We struggle to educate our subrecipients how to manage the program, but we do have parameters that they must follow, and we do not have many that can either do all of it. So we did ask in the previous years, we've tried to, during the interviewing process, which you'll have a chance to participate in the upcoming committee that does this work, we've tried to advise for multiple organizations to come together and provide a concise book of services so that they can meet all of the requirements. But there are times where we're not able to qualify before they start the work. If they're able to complete it, it's too hard of an administrative process for us if they fail to meet those requirements. We have a very finite time frame to be able to identify another recipient and still meet the numbers at the same time. So this year, our focus will really be on ensuring we have great communication strategy of how to participate in this program, and then some level of parameters offering some support, maybe through other agencies, to ensure that they're able to hit the administrative, the outreach, and the success factors needed for them to be a true subrecipient for this funding.
Through the chair, I also want to add, we were actually just discussing this a while ago, Alicia, myself, and Brianna, the way that HUD structures the racial data is white could be Hispanic. So the way they ask the question is white, Asian, African American, and then there's like Hispanic or non-Hispanic. So actually, you were discussing this, that, it might get to be confusing that there's no, it's just all in the white category, and then you have to check if you're Hispanic or non-Hispanic.
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions? Thank you so much. So, commissioners, at this moment.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Smith, yes.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I had my hand raised. I do apologize. Hello, good evening, commissioners. So I wanted to piggyback from Miss Jones, Miss Alicia, when she said about the different getting organizations. Over the summer, I've been in contact with the supervisor, the Cassandra James from the First District, and they what they're trying to do is with Tony Stewart, which is her chief of staff, and what they're trying to do, they're actually trying to implement that now to see about getting more organizations like resource and other organizations to go ahead and when it comes to the housing to getting more organizations involved with more with the housing per se when it comes to the unhoused and in certain communities, like over there by where we stay off of Kentucky. So they trying to implement that now because it's not a, and they actually contacted from that first meeting she had. I wasn't able to do, but I was able to do it with Mr. Stewart, which is the, like I said, from the supervisor Cassandra James' office. So they actually trying to put that together now to with the help with the housing, so that way. But they need to implement more. They need to get more organizations involved, and bring in other organizations that they have different. So they will have the different organizations to go to because it's not, a feasible number of organizations in the city of Vallejo.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Smith. So again, that was me talking, but that's okay. I do think that if you too have an opportunity this year, when it's time to participate in that selection team, I would advise you to do so. In fact, we'll make sure to put all of this together for you. There is a very bigger need for organizations to be compliant. Maybe because I'm a compliance officer, I say this, but remember, our job is not to ascertain whether or not a person should, but really to see if they're able to perform on the request. And so that really, there's a lot of people who can, but remember, it's all about the performance. That is our role as commissioners in that process. So moving forward on the agenda, are there any other questions? No other questions? Okay. I'm in action calendar item number 10, and there's a recommendation. And so I cannot see it to read it. So Bundy, I need you to read it.
Oh, and close the
Yes.
public hearing.
Oh, sorry. The public hearing is now closed. Thank you so much. Can you read that for me, please? Yeah, the recommendation.
So the recommendation is to conduct a public hearing and recommend city council. Conduct a public hearing and recommend city council approval of the fiscal year 2024-25 consolidated annual performance and evaluation report. Approval is required to comply with HUD regulations and to maintain the city's eligibility for federal housing and community development funding.
Thank you. That is our recommendation to City Council. That item is on the floor. Can I please have a vote? Someone to make a motion to accept this recommendation.
I'll make the motion to accept that recommendation.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioners Bundy,
Aye.
Cassidy,
Aye.
Daniels,
Abstain.
Jackson,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Stuland.
Aye.
Thank you.
Are there any written communications under agenda item number 11, please?
Through the chair, we don't have any written communications.
We will now move to the report of the committee and the secretary. Item number 12A is report of the secretary. Shari.
Through the chair, I don't have any report, but I just want to welcome our new commissioner, Commissioner Linda Daniels, and then welcome again our reappointed commissioners, Commissioners Bundy and Commissioner Cassidy. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. We want to also welcome our new representative from our city attorney's office. I want to tell her welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really do appreciate the support. All of the support is welcome. And is there a report from the city attorney's office?
No, but it's a pleasure to be here through the chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we open up the floor to item number 12C, which is a report from our commissioners. This is a time in which you get to share any items, any members of the Housing and Community Commission that want to share information as it relates to our community. This is our time to do that. I do want to take a quick commercial and share with the commission that we have, not that it's in my purview, but I did receive a request from Vallejo's youth group here. There is a major event happening this weekend. I guess there is a well-known rapper in the music industry, and this is at the level where they receive awards. I don't know very much about what I'm saying, but we already have one mega star in our city, and her name is called Her. Right? And so this is someone, it's not her, but it's another rapper, and I want to say his name is, I'm going to get it wrong, La Russell, who's having a concert this weekend. And so I just want us to know that there is great excitement about that. This is not in my purview whatsoever, but I did want to honor the youth for sending me this information. And by the way, if you're listening, you can stop texting me now. I did announce it, okay? Thank you so much. Are there any other announcements from any members of the commission?
Through the chair, let me say that celebration that is going to happen at the Dock of the Bay on Mare Island is a celebration for another well-known musical group here in Vallejo, Confunction, and they will start a celebration. I believe that the celebration starts at the waterfront because there'll be a street naming and they'll get keys to the city. And so that performance includes La Russell and E40 and Dash Bash or whatever is the new guy. What is his name, the young guy? Dash, somebody. Yes. So it's a great big celebration Saturday.
And then last announcement, as we say these things, I think this is the subtleness of what we're saying about how city and community development go together. Please remember to bring your announcements for things that you think are very important. Also, please remember things like Faithful Food Fridays.
Yes.
I did not say that right, but that's very important to our city. And please also remember the things that are happening inside of the, I'm going to say this all wrong, but inside of our city helps liaison for the community, for housing. That is my report. Are there any other comments? Is there a report from any ad hoc committees? It says none.
Yep.
Closing agenda item number 12. Moving on to item number 13. Are there any other agenda items?
Through the chair. So we have a performance update for the Broadway Village and Navigation Center from our Assistant City Manager, Gillian Hain, but I'm going to turn it over to our Housing Director, Ms. Alicia Jones, for that report.
Director Jones, just before you get started, so for new commissioners, we approved the use of a service partner in that location. We asked our Assistant City Manager, Jillian Hayes, to continue to keep us updated on their performance. I think we're coming up on a review in the next quarter. I think we have another 3 months to go before we have to make some comments back to her. I would like for our comments to this to be in writing, so let me hear what happens. But we did approve that on a contingency. Am I correct, Director Jones? Tell me about what you remember from that meeting.
Through the chair.
Yes.
So the request was to report out on the status of the Broadway Village project as it relates to the developer, Firm Foundation, and the operator, which will be Shelter, Inc. The request, the request was for 60 days, and through the chair, due to staffing limitations and a lot of pressing items, staff requests that option, the deadline of 60 days be extended to quarterly, and to align with the updates that's provided to council on the same project, on this particular project, to ensure that one report is given to each, the council and the commission at this, at
the same time.
At the same time, opposed to every 60 days as it was originally. It was originally requested quarterly, and then it was changed to 60 days. So we're asking if staff can report out quarterly.
So on the surface, Director Jones, I have no problem with that request. Okay. I do want to remember this conversation by, I think it's Commissioner Cassidy, that had a comment about the group that presented to us that we're going to manage the shelter. Do you remember that conversation a little bit? No, he's not remembering it. I'm sorry, it was Commissioner Bundy. I apologize. It was Commissioner Bundy, I now remember.
Foundation.
Do you have any questions about their request to be extended to quarterly?
No questions there, but if I recall correctly, our request was for updates on all of the open housing projects, which would also include the NSP program, correct?
Through the chair, no, I don't recall that. I recall regarding Broadway, we had Firm Foundation representative here presenting. So I don't recall, and forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I don't recall a request for an update on NSP. But there has, since you've asked, there has been no any updates to provide on NSP at this time. Due to our limited staffing capacity, we cannot at this time address the NSP program.
No, and part of it too, I know that there's, with NSP, there's an existing loan agreement, and that the terms of that loan ended in January of 2025. Do you know where we stand on that loan?
Through the chair, you're speaking regarding the Sonoma Estates and community housing development. I will have to defer, take your questions and write them down and take them to Assistant City Manager Gillian Hain for a response. I'm not equipped to answer that question, as that's something that she handles.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Director Jones. I think we're aligned now, and we can proceed with your update. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, the update you have in your packet is a memorandum from Assistant City Manager Gillian Hain, and it gives you an outline of the status of this particular project and where we are with the operator agreement.
Commissioners, I've read this earlier. I'm going to give you just a moment to ascertain if you have questions, if you understand it, is any clarification needed. And Director Jones, while they're reading, when you say quarterly, that would be an additional month from now, or are you hoping to reestablish a new date?
I believe, through the chair, I'm sorry, Assistant City Manager Gillian Hain anticipates to provide the council with an update in November.
Through the chair.
Yes.
It was a big item of topic when we did have Firm Foundation presenting. We were concerned about when the city of Vallejo would take over the project. If we look at the memorandum here, items 4 and 5 on the back, do we have any date or projected date when the city will take over?
Through the chair, this is a report from the Assistant City Manager, so at this point, I'll take your questions and present them to the Assistant City Manager and provide you with a response in the future. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Director Jones, first, thank you for follow-up on this item. I think we're all anxious about the performance of Firm Foundation, given our concerns about the validity of their information provided. I think there were some concerns about their tax number, some very basic operational issues, which gave this commission some general questions. I think we can, I'm just giving this some thought for all of us here, and this is one of the biggest things that we have, largest projects going on in the city. It is one of the largest in the public projects we have for the city. And so it's really important for this commission that we have a real clear handle on our ask. And we thank the Assistant City Manager for taking this direction, or at least taking our recommendation, our ask of her back. What may be helpful is if we give it, this our first report we've ever done this way. This is the first time. Let's see what the second report looks like. Can we do that, commissioners? I want to see what the second report looks like, because right now it's pretty early stages. I think we just did the ribbon cutting 2 months ago. Is that right?
Westland.
Broadway was June.
June.
Yeah.
Thank you so
The
much.
Navigation Center through June?
Yes.
In June.
Yes, in June.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Bundy.
So through the chair, and I understand you might not have the answers to these
Okay.
questions, but has a temporary certificate of occupancy been issued for the Broadway project?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
Thank you.
temporary.
And then, in terms of the navigation center, I see here it says that the current occupancy is 117 out of 125 beds. How many people have exited from the program, and what are the outcomes of those exits?
I have your question. I'll write it down and make sure I get that
Yeah,
answer
thank
for
you.
you. Thank you. Through the chair, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I think that's the level of question we need to dig into over the next report. So, taking a step back in this commission, remember our current standing, this is one of our larger projects. We have put definitely the stopgap in there around performance. I think we've done our due diligence. This is our first report. Let's see what the second report looks like. Does any commissioner have something additional to add, or do you think that this is not the appropriate direction for this type of conversation? Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Through the chair again, another thing in terms of navigation center that I'd be interested in is the percentage of people with disabilities that are being served by that facility.
Thank you so much, Director Jones.
And then through
Through
the
the chair,
chair,
thank
Yes.
I was unable to find, but I know that the Broadway project does have tenants, has a couple tenants have already moved in. I was just wondering if we could find out what day they moved in? No? Not yet.
Through the chair, to my knowledge, no one
No,
has
I think
taken
so.
occupancy of the of any units at this time.
I apologize. I think I misread something.
That's okay.
Through the chair, occupancy is anticipated to happen in the month of September, October? October.
Yeah, I was going to say October. Okay, I'm letting this settle in because we would be accepting this. So I want to make sure, let it settle into your mind. Any other pieces? All right, commissioners. First and foremost, we have a pretty busy upcoming quarter of items, performance items that we're looking at. We want to express our concern about the fact that our departments are so understaffed. We want to also express the fact that we will keep an eye on this and we will anticipate a report, you said, in November?
Through the chair, yes.
November.
We anticipate
So-
to provide an update to the council.
Commissioners, I would like to say that that is our other agenda item for tonight. Please remember to keep your packet with you. Your packets will not be provided. Other than that, I think we're good to say if there are no other items or questions, this meeting is now adjourned. All right.